new beat for mankind.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Shout out to everybody that is catching this on the live. If you're catching this on the live, come on in, come on in. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section down below. We got a lot of things to talk about. We got to talk about this woke bishop and her during the national prayer service on Tuesday morning. We're going to talk about that, her media tour, her media blitz that she's been on. We're going to talk about some border stuff, the FCC chair regarding ABC, NBC, and CBS. Mike Johnson, a little bit of JD Vance, the crown written letter that Joe Biden left DT number 47. The service members in South Korea that I mentioned a few days ago, Border Patrol, Tom Homan, what they're doing there, the Eric Adams situation, LA fires, and John Fetterman. What is going on, everybody? Let me do a quick roll call. Hope everybody's doing amazing today. What is up, My Mind? I hope you had a good birthday yesterday. It was My Mind's birthday yesterday, so happy birthday. I said happy birthday yesterday, and I gave you a pre-happy birthday, so happy birthday, my man. What is up, Stephanie? Jax, what is up, Jax, with the $2 super sticker right off the jump? What is up, Jax? Gina, Catherine, hope everybody's doing amazing. Gina in the house. Let's jump into this, right? 12 a.m. mean tweets are back. They are officially back and full in action. Yesterday, if you're not familiar what occurred, this bishop during the national prayer service decided that it was a great idea to kind of politicize her situation. She didn't reference anything. I don't know where she was referencing the things that she was saying, because it wasn't coming out of scripture. This is just at least my personal opinion. It wasn't coming out of anywhere. I don't know where she gets off even saying this stuff. Anyways, Donald Trump goes on Truth Social last night, and he says the so-called bishop who spoke at the national prayer service on Tuesday morning was a radical left hardline Trump hater. She brought her church into the world of politics in a very ungracious way. She was nasty in tone and not compelling or smart. She failed to mention the large number of illegal migrants that come into our country and kill people. Many were deposited from jails and mental institutions, with a giant crime wave that is taking place in the U.S. Apart her inappropriate statements, the service was boring and uninspiring, and an uninspiring one. She's not very good at her job, and her church owe the public an apology. It was disgraceful. It was absolutely disgraceful what she did. Very distasteful. The wrong place and the wrong time for that garbage. It was crap. It was crap. Alan says, I don't know why they would choose that woman. She's, I have no idea. Her speech was not a sermon. This is what Stephanie says. a lot of judgment. Absolutely, 100%. Again, distasteful, disgraceful. It was gross. And this is the bishop that we're talking about here. Okay. She has a history of this. She has a history of doing this. And if you guys aren't familiar what happened yesterday, I'm not going to play this whole thing because I don't want to belabor this entire situation here, but this is just a small insert of what happened yesterday.
To have mercy upon the people in our country who are scared now. There are gay, lesbian, and transgender children in Democratic, Republican, and independent families, some who fear for their lives. And the people who pick our crops and clean our office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meat packing plants, who wash the dishes after we eat in restaurants and work the night shifts in hospitals, they may not be citizens.
Look at their faces, guys. She completely blindsided everything. This wasn't a sermon. She wasn't referencing any scripture. This was just her political woke ideology sermon, if you would, without mentioning any scripture. Bright Star says pathetic, just pathetic. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to the mods, by the way. Shout out to the mods. Airdrie reminded me to shout out the mods and everybody in the live chat. But this was disgraceful.
To find compassion and welcome here. Our God teaches us.
Anyways. Okay, listen. After this, she went on a media blitz. She's on a media blitz right now. She's doubling down on the spew. The spew, a.k.a. The View. She went on The View today, guys. Right before I jumped on, she went on The View. Can you believe it? She went on The View. Watch out now. Real journalism coming at you.
Thank you. So let me ask you this. You seem to have more fearlessness than anyone in Congress right now, ma'am. What made you decide to use that opportunity for this message, or didn't you have any apprehension about it?
My response, thank you, first of all, for allowing me to be with you today. My responsibility that morning, yesterday morning, was to reflect, to pray with the nation for unity. And as I was pondering what are the foundations of unity, I wanted to emphasize respecting the honor and dignity of every human being, basic honesty and humility. And then I also realized that that unity requires a certain degree of mercy and compassion and understanding. And so knowing that a lot of people, as I said, in our country right now are really scared, I wanted to take the opportunity in the context of that of service for unity to say we need to treat everyone with dignity. And we need to be merciful. And I was trying to counter the narrative that is so divisive and polarizing, and in which real people are being harmed.
Okay.
Bishop, I was struck by your tone. You were so gentle. You were so respectful. You were very demure and very mindful. Mm-hmm. And you said all of this with.
Guys, my mind says this has nothing to do with church. I rewatched this situation. She did 15 minutes of this, by the way. 15 minutes. Shout out to the Trump and Vance family and team because they tolerated this crap. If he wasn't in the situation that he was, if the cameras weren't on, me personally, I would have got up and walked out. This is like watching a poor, horrible movie. You just get up and walk out because it has absolutely nothing to do with church. Let me know if you guys watched the whole thing and what scripture she actually referenced. Okay? Airdrie says disgraceful. Yeah. Melania is shooting daggers at her with her eyes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm still speechless to this. I can't believe this is why a lot of people in general, okay, because the politicization is embedded in some of churches and things like that. They don't it doesn't go together. Okay, it wasn't the time and place for this. She continues on with in the Spew interview. Here we go.
They could, and leave, as they say, leave the rest to God.
Bishop, predictably, you seem to strike a nerve. President Trump initially said yesterday it was, quote, not a good service, unquote. But overnight, he took to social media to say you were a, quote, radical left hardline Trump hater, unquote, that you brought the church into politics and that you owe your church and the public an apology.
Exactly.
Now, given your role, it doesn't seem surprising that you would speak out for the marginalized, as anyone who's read the Bible and knows the path of Jesus. But do you think your message is being misconstrued and politicized?
Well, sure. Yeah. But I think if you read what I said, and I mean, how could it not be politicized, right? We're in a hyper political climate. One of the things I caution about is the culture of contempt in which we live that immediately rushes to the worst possible interpretations of what people are saying and to put them in categories such as the ones you've just described. That's part of the air we breathe now. And I was trying to speak a truth that I felt needed to be said, but to do it in as respectful and kind a way as I could. And also to bring other voices into the conversation, which voices that had not been heard in the public space for some time.
What? Yes. This was a pre-written situation. It was, just like Steph, it was intended to be politicized. Nobody misconstrued the message, the words that were coming out of your mouth, because you were directly projecting wokeness during the national prayer service. There's nothing to misconstrue here. You weren't on a platform peacefully protesting. You were in a church. You were in a church. She looked right. She looked to the right. She's lying. Go back and replay. She looked to the right before she answered the question. Ooh, let's check. Look at that. That was a horrible. Just pause it right there. She kind of reminds me of that. What's that? What's Dobie? Dobie is his name from Lord of the Rings.
Politicking, that you would speak out for the marginalized, as anyone who's read the Bible and knows the path of Jesus. But do you think your message is being misconstrued and politicized?
She did a little bit. She knew she wasn't speaking God. She was speaking politics. Yep. Very distasteful. Very distasteful. A creator by the name of Tyler Fish. He often does these Trump impressions. And he did a great Trump Inner Thoughts segment on this situation yesterday. Let's jump into this.
Let me make one final plea, Mr. President.
Oh, here we go. This is going to be good. Bring it on, short hair.
And as you told the nation yesterday, you have felt the providential hand.
Whoa, this really is something. I think I'd rather be in hell right now, just burning.
In the name of our God, I ask you to have mercy upon the people.
Wow, day one, I'm getting roasted by less funny Ellen.
Gay, lesbian, and transgender children.
What is she, Tony Hinchcliffe? Or should I say Tony Bitchcliffe? Forgive me, Father, but that was pretty good.
Some who fear for their lives.
Holy shit. Forgive me, Father, I hate to say it, but what a bitch.
Office buildings, who labor in poultry farms and meatpacking plants, who wash the dishes.
Wow, you left out criminals and murderers and rapists. How convenient, Father, Mother, excuse me.
Or have the proper documentation.
This is something else from lesbian Jeffrey Dahmer, right? And I say Jeffrey Dahmer because she's killing it. Killing the vibe. Right, and they wonder why I didn't put my hand on the Bible, because this is bullshit.
Synagogues.
This is the worst lesbian priest I've ever seen. Fortunately, there's a job opening as the world's worst lesbian fire chief in Los Angeles, right? Maybe you can sprinkle a thimble full of holy water, right? Maybe that'll do it, right? No.
In their own lands.
Boy, do I hope Jesus comes back right now and asks why Skinny It's Pat is destroying his name. Now that is how you roast. Believe me.
Use code No Amigos for...
Oh my gosh. Yeah, he is hilarious. He is a funny comedian. I just thought that was hilarious because I'm sure that's what he was thinking. He was like, "Oh my gosh." Oh boy, oh boy. Mean tweets are back. I'm excited. Trump taking authority during the press conference the other day also. All right, we're going to jump into the next story. FCC Chair Brendan Carr has reversed the dismissal of the complaints against ABC, NBC, and CBS regarding unfair media coverage for DT number 47.
We continue to follow the breaking news of the day coming from the new FCC chair.
Tyler Fench is the comedian, Bright Star.
A Republican, Brendan Carr, we're learning that President Trump's complaints against unfair airtime on NBC, ABC, and CBS News can now proceed.
And that means that these can be adjudicated if they do find some wrongdoing here. So let's get out to Alana Austin, who is going to be following this for us here today. Alana, what was your takeaway from this here?
Hi, good morning. A new sheriff is in town. I believe that you said that just a few minutes ago. Certainly, we heard over the elections that there were concerns from voters about fairness and integrity to the system, about the media coverage. And we have learned through a source familiar that the new FCC chair, he has reversed the decision by the outgoing Democratic chair of the FCC to dismiss complaints against several television networks. So Brendan Carr is now officially in charge of the FCC. He's reversing that 11th hour dismissal of presidential election complaints filed against ABC, NBC, and CBS, but not one against Fox. So that one is dropped. The CBS complaint involved a heavily edited 60 Minutes interview with then Vice President Kamala Harris, as well as demands to see the transcript. Now, critics said these edits were deceptive and
they were. The edits were very deceptive. Anyways, so they were originally going to dismiss this case. They're keeping it going. The edits are very deceptive, very, very deceptive, especially during that campaign situation with Kamala Harris and that 60 Minutes interview. Speaker Mike Johnson has announced that Congress will investigate Joe Biden's pardons. If you guys haven't been privy up to what's happening, if you're new here, Joe Biden, during the inauguration service, during Trump's inauguration speech, Joe Biden conveniently decided to pardon his entire family. People that we've never even heard of. A blanket pardon. He just tucked everybody in a nice featherbed comforter and blanket pardoned everybody. Except for Jill, which is interesting. But Speaker Mike Johnson says that they are going to investigate these pardons. Fauci was pardoned too, which, you know, there's been some stuff going around saying, hey, if you accept the pardon, are you presuming guilt? These people haven't been convicted of anything. Bill Clinton did pardon his brother, I believe, for tax invasion, but he openly committed a situation. None of these people have been committed of anything. and he's just blanket pardoning everybody.
Mr. Speaker, to potentially have any type of congressional action on the pardons that President Biden issued over the last couple of days?
It was shocking. I mean, it was shocking what President Biden did on the way out, pardoning his family for more than a decade of whatever activity, any nonviolent offenses. It was breathtaking to us. I don't think that's anything like that's ever been anticipated. And by the way, go look at the tape. 4 years ago, when it was just implied that President Trump might do something similar, they were apoplectic. Joe Biden himself, Adam Schiff, Chuck Schumer. Roll the tape. They all said that would be crazy and unconscionable, and now they're cheering it along. To us, it is disgusting. To us, it probably proves the point, the suspicion that, they call it the Biden crime family. If they weren't the crime family, why do they need pardons, right? Look, there's a lot of attention that's going to be paid to this, and I think that is appropriate, and we will be looking at it as well. So,
what do you guys think about this situation? Joe Biden pardoning everybody. What do you think about this? Fauci, conservative Texas gal, says Fauci has been a suspect since 2014. Him pardoning Fauci, there's been open situations about Fauci funding the lab previously to the leak. This is garbage. As they should. He told on his knowledge of everything. Fauci is evil. Gina loves Mike Johnson. Oh, man. Conservative Texas girl says, at the end of the day, innocent people do not need pardons. Exactly. And that was one of the strong points that DT made when they asked him if he was going to pardon his family and pardon himself. And he was like, I did nothing wrong. So why would I pardon myself? Pardoning, I think, is a preemptive presumption of guilt. They're backwards, so they think guilty before proven innocent. Yep. Jenny Ann says they will investigate and put everything out in the open. Wait and see what happens when the Fauci stuff comes out. Strange. Catherine says, strange he didn't pardon Jill, the love of his life. Yeah, I think Jill is the master of it all, the master puppeteer of it all in some space, not putting her name on things and just having the puppets under her puppet strings do things for her. That's just my thought. Biden is basically pardoning everybody what we believe. Exactly. Yep. Yeah, exactly, Jax. Yeah. Crimes against humanity. Him, Gates, all those folks. Presumably. I'm just going to say presumably for the YouTube purposes, but we know what's going on. I didn't know you can pardon if you weren't convicted of a crime. Exactly. These pardons are like preemptive blanket pardons. What a unclassy move. All right. Now we're going to jump into this here. DT, here's what this says. Breaking news. Fox officially released the context of Joe Biden's letter. I don't have a photo of it, but I'm going to read it. It says, Dear President Trump, as I take leave of this sacred office, I wish you and your family the best in the next 4 years. The American people, the people around the world, look to this house for steadiness in inevitable storms of history. And my prayer is that in the coming years will be a time of prosperity, peace, and grace to the nation. That was a total of 5 lines. 6, 7 lines are, may God bless you and guide you as he has blessed and guided our beloved country since the founding. Signed, Joe Biden, 1/20. 25. And it was written in a washable Crayola marker. Oh, cringe John Pierre probably wrote that for him. I honestly don't think he hand wrote it, because I don't have a photo of it. They just released the context of it. I think it was probably typed. Connie says, no, Jill is only a puppet. Listen to Obama's last speech. He said Trump crossed the line being the one world order. Then the drones showed up and terrorist attacks in the Californias and the Cali fires, excuse me. You might be right there. Yep. But specifically, I'm thinking specifically just for the Biden crime family. Stephanie says he didn't write that. That was a nice staffer. Yep. Hopefully there's no ice cream on the letter. Yeah, absolutely. There was actually 2 free coupons to Thrifty in there. I'm just joking. All right. Now, this was a cool moment that I caught right before we jumped on live. I spoke about this yesterday. JD had some very humble beginnings in Ohio, raised by his grandma. His mom was addicted to drugs. And this is JD's first time in the Oval Office.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Margo?
Hey, Margo.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Wow. This is JD Vance's first time to step into the Oval Office. Wow. It's incredible. This is incredible. All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Guys, this is cool. This is cool, right? It's going to be a lot of people's first time in the Oval Office, but imagine the first time stepping into the Oval Office as the Vice President of the United States of America. This guy's world has shifted entirely in a matter of a few days, going to presidential balls and inaugurations with his kids and his wife. And this is his first time stepping into the Oval Office. I thought this was actually really cool, so I wanted to share this. Made me so happy for him. He deserves it. Yeah, he does. He does. Oh, yeah, I just noticed that. JD allows Trump to enter first. So respectful. Yeah. Grant says the letter from Joe Biden was probably plagiarized. Yeah. a little chat GPT. JD's children are so adorable. Yeah. I just thought this was a super cool moment to see JD walk through the Oval Office for the first time. A few days ago, I had mentioned at the inauguration ball, at one of the inauguration balls, Trump phoned in one of the service members in South Korea. And this was a moment to me when I was actually listening to this. It was fairly late at night. I was listening to this, and Trump was folding some laundry, and Trump phones in these folks. And I got just to hear I'll let you guys listen to this.
Over there, how's Kim Jong-un doing? How are you?
How do you hear me?
That's a good-looking group of people, isn't it? Thank you for being with us, please. Yes, I hear you fine.
Sir, I'm Lieutenant General Chris Lee, Commanding General 8th Army. This is Command Sergeant Major Raman Bowler. We're based in Camp Humphrey, South Korea, United States bedrock of unmistakable land power on freedom's frontier in Asia. Protection of both homelands, sir. It's a profound honor to stand before you today, representing our incredible team here in Korea. We're deeply grateful for this opportunity to be part of this occasion. Sir, on behalf of the brave men and women who serve under my command and the thousands of dedicated service members that are part of the joint team in Korea, congratulations on your victory as the 47th President of the United States. Welcome back, Mr. President. Sir, we'll be privileged to host you here in Korea soon. You can see firsthand the lethality of our soldiers here, how our formations are, our fight tonight focus, and our ironclad commitment to the defense of Korea and our homelands. To meet the families who serve alongside our warfighters, sir. Pacific victory, sir.
How about that? So, could I ask you, how is it going in South Korea right now? How's it doing? You have somebody with pretty bad intentions, I guess. You know, you would say that, although I developed a pretty good relationship with him, but he's a tough cookie. How is it going over there? How is it doing?
Every day we train, we stay hard, we plan for anything that you possibly could need us to do. The alliance is strong, and we're ready to receive you, Mr. President.
Well, thank you very much. This is really, is this man central casting or what? If I'm doing a movie, I pick him to play my lead. I want to thank you all very much. What a good-looking group of people, and we are very secure when we have people like you in our military, and we're having a beautiful time in Washington. We just had that great election that you alluded to. It was a big one. It was a very big win. We won everything. We won just about everything. The only thing that matters, though, is we won with the military, the likes of which nobody's seen before. So that's really good. But I would like to just thank you all, and I'll see you soon. If anybody would like to make a statement, please do so. If you'd like to say something, you have a big group of people. We have all night, right? We have all night. If anybody would like to make a statement, go ahead.
Oh, sir.
That is great. You see that? They're not going to play games with you. That's good. I like to see that. Nobody's playing games with that man. Have a good time, everybody. Say hello to everybody over there. I have a lot of friends in South Korea. And great job. You look really sharp, really special, and you are a special guy. Thank you very much.
Man, that gets me every time. This is the second time that I watched it. I watched it the first time, and this is the second time that I watched this entire thing, and it just it gets me really inspired for this America. Period. We are back. We are back. Jenny says, no more woke military. Conservative Texas girl says, for 78 years old, he has way more energy than me. Yeah, this guy, during this day, they probably were up at like 6 a.m. They did all these events. They did a couple outfit changes throughout the night through each inaugural ball. And I guess they didn't get home probably until 2 a.m. Staying in a new place too. And then he was up early for that woke national prayer service. What a horrible way to wake up. Oh, man. Oh, Melania looked so beautiful. Yes, yes. All right. Breaking. ICE made over 300 arrests of illegal aliens yesterday. Arrests include several EX offenders, kidnappers, and murderers. ICE also went to jails, ordered almost 300 additional criminals to be released into their custody. Tom Homan predicted that crying at the border would occur.
We're going to take a lot of hate. We're going to be sued every day, numerous times. I think you'll see the left try to control the media. They're going to show the first crying female, first crying child, and say how inhumane we are. But they won't talk about 340,000 children that they failed to take care of. They're not going to talk about the young women who have been murdered in this country at the hands of criminal cartels. They're not going to talk about the hundreds of angel moms and dads who buried their children. You want to talk about family separation? They buried their children because their children were killed by a member of a criminal cartel or someone that's not supposed to be here. They'll tell one side of the story. They'll try to vilify us, but they're not going to stop us from doing our job. I don't care what the media says about me. If they saw what I saw in 34 years, saw the tragedies I've dealt with in 34 years, they would certainly understand me. They may not still like me, but there's a reason why we do what we do. I'm tired of women being raped, making that journey. I'm tired of dead children. I'm tired of women and children being sex trafficked. On this administration, sex trafficking is up 600% of women and children. We have a record number of people on terrorist watch lists being arrested. Historic record, 3,500% increase. Record number of Americans dying of fentanyl. We got a record number of cartel members that have entered this country. You know, the criminal cartels in Mexico are making more money than they've ever made in smuggling aliens, trafficking in women and children, and moving dope.
Stephanie says that woman, that lady is an actress. Nobody else is crying like that. The CB1 app was disconnected. Now she can't get into the border, okay? She looks pretty clean, honestly. She looks pretty clean. Her beanie's pretty clean. Her poncho looks pretty clean. I don't know where she was commuting from, but you know, doesn't really look like she had some rough travels. That crying scene is staged. Yeah, I think so too. After rewatching it yesterday, or a couple days ago, we filmed this, but she looks pretty clean. Look at this. It reminds me of that CNN hostage situation that they tried to pull. Poncho's clean, beanie's clean. This lady has a clean white beanie in the background. I don't know. I don't know where these people are commuting from, but they're not. I don't know. Seems like an actress. Over dramatized here. Trump said for months ahead of time the app would be closed. Yep. What'd you expect? What'd you expect? You knew this was coming. Okay, handle the situation. Handle it before it gets here. Yeah, everyone in the background is calm. Yeah, Bright Star says same thing. Her clothes are brand new. Yeah, this looks like a setup. That's just my thought. Looks like a setup. Looks like a stage situation here. Meanwhile, this is a clip breaking. ICE allegedly offers $750 per illegal immigrant turned in through their tip line here. And this woman with one eyelash on starts ratting people out.
They over there on Chambly and Buford. They always be at the farmers market over there on the south side at the big farmers market. Yeah, but Chambly, that's little Mexico, Chambly, Buford side, all that right there. Oh, they always be at the gas stations too. All the gas stations, QT, they be at the QT when you get off on is that Turner Hill, the one that's over there by the Six Flags? What exit is that? Them all the Mexicans be outside. Riverside Drive, like right before you get to Six Flags, you get off on that exit and that QT when you turn to right and the QT on your left hand side. Oh, they over there too, all the time. And then on the east side, you get off on South Harrison, North Harrison, and you go over there to the gas station, like almost to the highway.
Honey. Stephanie said she finna have the best eyelashes on the block. She gonna have that good hair in and everything, man. I don't know how much eyelashes cost, but I think they're a couple $100. So she's probably needing that other eyelash, but she's just ratting fools out right now. She's just ratting fools out. Oh man. She said that was at least 750 times 12 people. Yeah, she just ratted them out, man. Oh, Tucker Carlson interviewed Eric Adams. Eric Adams was talking about how the Democrats, what's going on with the Democrats here?
People often say, well, you don't sound like a Democrat and, you seem to have left the party. No, the party left me and it left working class people.
You complained about allowing hundreds of thousands of illegals, and this indictment was punishment for complaining.
That is clearly my belief.
I'll just admit it.
Yes.
I thought it was pretty funny when they started trucking illegals here because it's a sanctuary city. Basically committed an act of insurrection against the federal government by ignoring federal law. Isn't there a sense in which New York kind of deserves this?
I don't think they should be rounded up in the middle of the night and say, we're going to move you out.
Well, then why isn't it fair to send all of their illegals here? Because you guys welcome them.
No, we're not welcoming them. We've been very clear. We're not welcoming everyone. We were getting Venezuelan gang leaders that were coming to the city, creating crimes.
And so
I don't know if this interview is released yet, but let me see. Some of you guys might know in the chat. It drops tonight, actually. Tucker Carlson interviews Eric Adams, drops tonight. People often say, you don't sound like a Democrat, and it seems like you have left the party. Adams says, no, the party left me, and it left working class people. I 100% agree with that. That lady with the missing eyelash is about to go to New York and rat some fools out. Honey, they on that gas station. They on that gas station. Where they be at? Where they be at the Quick Trip? What's up? What is up, Brandy? Good morning. Just got service back. Sorry, been a few days. In East Country, San Diego. Oh, man. Power is off to the winds and danger. San Diego has been having a lot of fires recently. Be safe out there. Be safe out there. Now, there's information, or there's some leaks coming out, rumors that John Fetterman could be leaving the Democrat Party. I don't think that this is going to happen. I think he's just leaning more towards common sense and unity. But what do you guys think about this? I came across this clip that kind of highlights this whole scenario. I thought it would be funny. So let's share it.
Trump won.
I'm going to be the greatest president. We're going to fix our country. We're going to make it great. We're going to make it better. We're going to bring it back. And I'll tell you what, I'd like to have you help.
You, like, good luck.
Ooh, that's not too good.
You are the worst thing in the world.
Look, all you have to do is touch it.
It sets a tone for the whole country that we're willing to engage.
Hey, no, he's weird and it's crazy and it's.
I think it's really important.
So you don't want to touch it.
No, that's a bad deal.
You stupid son of a bitch. He just got himself indicted.
Oh my God! No, you deserve.
You're such a stupid guy. What a disgrace. What a big fat idiot. When I'm president, you're going to jail.
Hey,
you're so stupid.
Do it for your country.
Well,
will you do that? Everybody wants to touch it. They die for it.
Okay, I'm willing to have that conversation.
So it's a very smart choice.
I mean, what's that going to look like?
Just some old-fashioned screwing. We're going to the bedroom. I got a huge hog. I got the biggest in the world. It's so beautiful. One of the biggest, like the Empire State Building, laying down on its side ×4, would fill this whole room up to the ceiling. Oh, you have no idea. It's harder than steel. It's incredible.
Oh my gosh. Am I going to be okay?
Yeah, 1/10% die.
Right.
And they certainly get hurt badly. Really, I mean, they can't walk after a certain period of time.
I'm not an expert. I'm not trained in that.
Look, just relax.
We'll
pause here, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back.
Okay.
It's going to be so good for this country. By the way, you're still going to jail.
Hey.
You stupid son of a bitch.
Oh my God.
Guys, that was a parody clip. Somebody pieced that together. That didn't really happen. So everybody in the comment section know that didn't really happen. Okay, but it just kind of highlighted the situation. I do think Fetterman is leaning more towards the center, just more common sense. I just thought this was freaking hilarious. I just wanted to share it with you guys. The music, whoever edited this, it says ping trip on the social watermark, but I thought it was hilarious. Conservative sex girl, I don't think Fetterman's outfit was worse than Jeff Bezos's wife coming in lingerie. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg got a little fact check on them ladies that were out. She was basically wearing a bra and a blazer. Yeah, this was hilarious. This was hilarious. All right, we're going to jump into these fire situation real quick. So the LA Times has posted something a few days ago. Las Vegas Fire Department boss sent out just 5 engines to the Palisades while holding back 1,000 firefighters and 35 trucks in the critical hours. Los Angeles fire boss deployed a fraction of the firefighters during the deadly Palisade fires.
A new report causing outrage around the LA Fire Department's decisions leading up to the dangerous weather conditions last week.
The report in the LA Times says top commanders chose not to assign firefighters and engines to the affected areas in advance of the fires. KTLA's Anjali Kakade joins us from Pacific Palisades with how the department is responding tonight. Hi, Anjali.
Well, Courtney and Cher, the department is defending their actions, saying they have a system in place. But people we spoke to, residents here in Pacific Palisades, are now left wondering if more houses, more lives could have been saved if that system were different. As the Palisades fire reached 19% containment Wednesday and dangerous winds continued for a third day, the increasing realities of the devastation it brought begs the question, how did we get here?
The buck always stops with me.
In a press conference this morning, Mayor Bass said ultimately she's responsible, but refused to answer specifics about accusations reported by the Los Angeles Times that LA Fire failed to assign roughly 1,000 available firefighters and dozens of engines to the hillside, and only did so after the fires were already raging, potentially creating scenes like this that show people hosing down their own homes.
There were clearly emergency response vehicles and there were sirens everywhere. Again, you could probably say that there wasn't the response that you would expect.
Residents like Charles Liu now demanding answers.
In regard to the LAFD's position and pre-positioning of our resources, we followed the system in place.
On Wednesday, Fire Chief Crowley further explaining the agency's system.
The system in place looks at the overall weather and risk. With that, we pre-deployed the resources in very, very calculated ways throughout the city, also not knowing where a fire might start.
And defending the department's actions, saying they used their resources to call out to all off-duty firefighters to surge up.
Our firefighters jumped on the pumps, our additional 1,000 engines that you're talking about, and they went to work.
But the timing of why they weren't there as the winds picked up doesn't sit well with some, wondering whether this system was adequate at all for such an unprecedented event.
The Los Angeles residents need answers, and there needs to be parameters and safeguards and measures put in place to ensure that this never happens again.
Oh, man. Very. Los Angeles fire bosses just deployed a fraction of their trucks during the deadly Palisade fire. They only sent 5 trucks initially out of 40 trucks that were available, holding back over 1,000 firefighters. This is a report coming out of the Los Angeles Times. You know, we got Shaken Newsom. Hey, I think we're going to reinvent LA 2.0. That's how he looks. That's what he does when he does these interviews. You know, I talked to the Maui guy. Like, you need to be investigated, man. It's gross. Smelt for the mayor. Out with Bass. Yep. Kamala wants the job in California. California doesn't like her. Yep. If Kamala gets governor of California, it will be easier for her. It will be easy for her there. Won't be nothing to govern. Yeah, everything's going to be gone. California is definitely a fireball and absolute arson. I will always believe this. Yeah, I think so too. We've come up with, I think there was a lot of, maybe there was some initial fires started, but all those homeless out there, all those illegals that are over there, I don't think they're the most upstanding citizens. If they see fire, they're like, oh, might as well. Catherine says it's too late. Now a land grab. Yep, everything's gone. I just pray that California can rebuild. Yep, me too. Catherine says it definitely needs to be investigated immediately. Alan says there's no reason they weren't prepared for this. Yeah, Trump had mentioned this a long time ago and said, hey, we need to. They haven't done a controlled burn in a very long time. I didn't know that there was a family that makes Fiji water that owns 70% of California, which also happens to be donors to Newsom. Maybe that's wrong. Yep, absolutely. They also own Pistachio and the pomegranate company, the Palm. Is it Palm? The pomegranate drink manufacturer as well. Land grab, bingo. Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying Kamala's not going to win that thing. I don't think she is either. She did do a speech with the LA Fire Department and just did her normal word salad scenarios. Guys, you guys are freaking awesome. If you're catching this on the replay, type in replay in the comment section. I want to give a huge shout out to the moderators in the chat. Shout out to the moderators in the chat. Shout out to everybody catching this on the live. And if you're catching this on the replay, let me know your thoughts about this woke bishop giving her sermon in the National Prayer Service. 12 a.m. mean tweets are back. John Fetterman, Department of Homeland Security, Border Patrol, ICE, Tom Homan, and John Fetterman. Let me know. And then again, shout out to Jax for the super sticker, for the super chat. Really appreciate you. All right, guys, I am gonna jump on out of here. I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe. And always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Have an amazing day.